This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hi, I'm Steve Irvin with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Is reopening the state enough to save our economy and the tens of thousands of Arizonans who've lost their jobs due to the pandemic? The number of Arizonans getting unemployment insurance right now still the highest it has been since the pandemic began. Brand new numbers from the Department of Economic Security showing more than 388,000 people got state benefits last week. We're also seeing a jump in the number of Arizonans applying for unemployment for the first time. Last week, 16,000 people made their first claims. That number has been around 11 or 12,000 for the month before. As Congress debates a second stimulus deal, the IRS reaching out to those who have yet to get paid the first time around. About 9 million Americans who don't normally file a tax return, but who might be eligible for a stimulus check. They'll get a letter in the mail later this month urging them to register online and accept their payment. The deadline to do this is October 15th. ASU updating the number of COVID-19 cases on campus with more detailed information, all after outrage over the university's lack of transparency with its data. Since August 1st, more than 1,300 students have tested positive, while 610 have been cleared for release, meaning their cases are no longer active. 25 staff members have tested positive as well, with even more, 138, cleared for release without a test. Full coverage of President Crow's update on the pandemic coming up a little bit later. COVID-19 leading the University of Arizona to cancel December graduation ceremonies. A letter from university leaders says all December convocations will be postponed, as well as one planned in October for spring grads. They go on to say the health and safety of our students, families, friends, and communities must come first in our planning efforts. Since the semester began, U of A has reported more than 700 positive cases of COVID-19, with 91 students currently in isolation in dorm rooms. The organizers behind the Tempe Healing Fields announcing they will go all virtual this year. Organizers say they're making that decision to protect the health and safety of visitors and the volunteers who put up the more than 3,000 flags at Tempe Beach Park each year. Each flag represents the life of a victim of September 11th. President Trump's re-election campaign raising more money than any campaign anywhere ever. $1.1 billion. So why did the campaign pull the plug on television ads in Phoenix this week? A spokeswoman tells ABC15 it's about strategy, not a sudden shortfall in cash. The New York Times is reporting the Trump campaign has already spent about $800 million. Republican political consultant Stan Barnes thinks the race between Trump and Biden is tightening and spending priorities are in play. Right now, Arizona is just not a priority.
My understanding is the Trump campaign plans to come back when we have our ballots on our kitchen tables. And will then advertise about turning out. And that's not a bad strategy.
The campaign pulled more than $500,000 in ads this week. Some money redirected to North Carolina, where voters began receiving ballots this week. Sharing the road and showing support. That's the mission of a new specialty license plate available to purchase from MVD. The brightly colored plate shows a road along Arizona's desert landscape with several cyclists and even a jogger sharing the lanes. $17 from the $25 fee will go to two nonprofits helping cyclists, including the Rob Dollar Foundation. The organization was named after Rob Dollar, an avid cyclist who was killed by a drunk driver on South Mountain in 2017. This is video from the inaugural Rob Dollar ride in 2018, a year after his death. Like the license plate, the foundation focuses on educating drivers about safely sharing the road.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens, and our big cool down is here. The storm system and cold front that brought it still parked out to our east today. As we take a look at Futurecast, we're going to start to see this lift farther east over the next 24 hours, and the cooler air will stick around for about one more day before we start to heat up with high pressure building in as we head into the weekend. So here's a look at tomorrow. It's going to be another really nice day in the valley, but a few degrees warmer. We'll make it up into the mid-90s in the afternoon hours. Temperatures temperatures, though, starting out in the 60s and 70s by sunrise and then reaching those low 80s around 10 o'clock in the morning here in the valley. There's a look across the rest of the state. Highs in the 90s along the Colorado River Valley with much lighter winds out there tomorrow. Temperatures in the high country will hit the 60s in Flagstaff and up at the Grand Canyon, low 70s in Heber and Show Low, and right around 81 in Sedona. There's a look at the next 7 days, and temperatures will be back in the triple digits starting Friday. As we head into the weekend, it's only getting hotter.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC 15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.